Hello, everyone and no one, and welcome back to another Rotten Movies review. And uh, this one actually flies into its name. We watched the 2014 version of Left Behind, starring Nicolas Cage and Leah Thompson. And I'm not sure Cassie Thompson is her daughter, or no, because that's Tom's son, not Tom's son. So never mind. Um, and all I got to say is leave it to Hollywood to take a movie about Revelations and take the entire fucking soul out of it. But with me as always, it's J. Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I don't fucking know. I want this movie to be left behind in a bin after I shoot it with a shotgun. But I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. You got Angela. I got Angela. How you doing?
I told you guys this movie sucked. I
I
told
should have
you.
listened.
Marginally better than Time
You
to
were
Kill.
right.
Marginally better than Time to Kill.
Marginally. Look, no. All right, Rotn, hold on. Now, a time to kill. If
No.
a time to kill is
Time to Kill. There's no
0.1.
Time to Kill is an entirely different movie.
You're right. I'm sorry. If time to kill is 0.5, this is maybe 5.5.
Like I said, this is marginally better. Marginally. And it's only because of its cinematography and its visuals, because that was the only fucking good thing about this movie. But also joining us is
Direction wasn't bad.
direction was pretty decent. But joining us as well as Will It Forge. Will, how you doing?
All I got to say is this: as I said during the watching this movie, forgot it had another son.
Yeah.
This movie made the Langoliers look more believable.
It's if you take, as I said, if you take the worst parts of the Langoliers, Air Force One, and Con Air, mash them together, and make sure it contains none of the humor of Airplane, you'll get something that is almost but not entirely as bad as, not quite entirely as bad as this movie.
This movie created by blind monkeys, or
But also, what's going on?
Given
Clown
that his
and
name
Mitch.
was Mike Seaver, brother, yeah, I don't know what Kevin Seaver would have made.
Yeah. 'Cause
Also,
they-
hi, Mitch.
Yeah. And they took so little of the story. Like, this makes me want to get an audiobook version of the actual Left Behind series so I could listen to it later on.
It is.
And
It is much better than this.
like I said
Yeah.
a minute ago, and I will, I said it had good visuals. I like the fact they actually put the title card up there. I got to make everybody else have a mic, even though Will's looks gigantic, but obviously he's a cat, so the mic's always going to look big.
Yeah, if you're not doing a tiny mic, it's going to be big on me. What can you say?
Mm.
But
Say,
like,
Mitch, had this been Never Watch Alone, we would have been doing a skip vote.
yeah.
Yes, I call for a skip vote.
And Leah Thompson did a great job for her short role.
Yes,
And I still say the actors that were in it did a good job with what they were given, the direction they were given. But good God,
the acting was good. The
like
the
I
effects
said,
were good.
leave it to Hollywood to take a movie about a time frame of the Bible, or to take it from a book written about a part of the Bible for Revelations, and to wholeheartedly rip the fucking soul out of it.
Yes.
And they managed to do it well, girl bossing Chloe too.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole ending with Chloe and her running like fucking what's his name? Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Run like Tom Cruise down. She runs from this. Hold on. She runs from the suspension bridge to like this fire. You can see like time going. It gets dark as she's running. I'm like, so what the fuck? She ran all the way to where she.
Well, it was already pretty dark on the bridge. But just, God, this movie also had massive pacing problems.
All right, so at this point, at this point in the Kirk Cameron movie, they'd have been we'd already knew who the Antichrist was at this
Yeah,
point.
we already had that fucking banging scene put on by the one dude that was just all fucking mwah.
Yes, that's kiss.
You know what, Mitch? I can't agree. Christian films do tend to lean into the lame a little too much. But the original, Left Behind the movie, and we're gonna end up watching the sequels to it after we watch the Kevin Sorbo one in 2 weeks. And I'm not very hopeful. I'm
What?
expecting to be
For
better
Kevin
than this,
Sorbo?
but not by much.
Well, no, I'm
I
expecting
am
it to be better.
the
Kevin Sorbo is a Christian.
the rest of the Left Behind series, it progressively loses quality. The first movie was fantastic, though.
Oh yes, I mean it had its cheesy moments, had some cheesy or some cheesy CGI in it, but it was still it had the soul.
Yeah.
This just lacked that, and they
The Stand
changed.
is a Christian version of The Stand, brother.
But this was just terrible.
I still, yeah, that's another book. I gotta find an audio version because I have the unabridged series or version of The Stand, and holy fuck, you talk about pacing problems. I can see why they cut out what they did for the unabridged, because that book is fucking slow.
I actually read the whole thing in high school.
Say
The
I read
Stand?
I really like it.
I read the
Ow.
whole unabridged. I had the unabridged.
And I can understand, Mitch, the good message, if you will, tends to get buried by the sermonizing. Surprisingly, not a lot of sermonizing in the original movie. Like they kept a good pacing for it. They had the whole thing in there about, it being God, it being the whole thing for Christianity, but they didn't like really beat you over the head with it.
No, they kept
Surprisingly.
it true
Yeah.
to the story.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
from the
yeah,
actual book and it's. I mean the original movie did not get any more preachy than the book was.
Yeah.
The book left a lot of the preachiness to it set the context and you fill in the blank yourself.
Well,
And the
this
original movie
sucked.
did a good job of that too. This one, well, I mean, okay, this one wasn't
The-
preachy.
no,
The
Wasn't anything
film,
else good either, but
no, and then the
in
changes.
fact, the one preachy person was made out to be lame. Because even
Oh, the beginning.
Ray's wife and son didn't get super preachy.
well, they treated the son like he was raptured the
prop.
same, for the reason all the other kids was when the original story, yeah, he believed too. So it was, they're trying to even detract from that much of the story is like, the reason why he vanished is because he believed.
Yeah, because the
I
difference.
was so angry with the way they treated him. They made him out to be like a retarded stepchild.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
So the differences we
no,
have
because
from
I mean-
the first movie to the second movie, for anyone who hasn't seen this one, is the first movie gets all the way to, like we said, the speech of the Antichrist, where he's established as a political leader of the world at the end of the first movie. This one we get to where they get the airplane back to New York, even though I didn't it go to O'Hare in the first movie, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think
'cause
with
they didn't have they over dramatized the flight back. And then they also
made
changed
it an
it to
airplane
where
movie instead of.
And they also changed it to where instead of it being that he left to go to work on his son's birthday, he left to
It's
go to
his.
work on his own to avoid his birthday and a party that he might have. And it's like, okay, I can kind of get that as an adult. I only take the week of my birthday off because I have the vacation. I never use it for much else other than to fuck around. So might as
Yeah,
well,
that's
since
how
I'm
I am.
single. I mean, if I were hitched, I would take my anniversary off every year.
But see, the problem with this movie is, again, too long.
Here, you can't narrow this movie down to one problem.
It was too
You're
long
right.
for the time frame that they put into it, or for the time frame that it took. Because all of this happened in the span of a day, while the original movie happened over the span of like a couple months.
Yeah.
And
by then,
more like
in
a
that
couple
one,
weeks, but
yeah, but
Hey, what's up,
by then
Keishel?
we had so much more. We had so much more drama.
Yeah.
Like Buck's character going back and uncovering what's going on and shit, and like his friend dying,
Yeah.
and then him almost getting exploded in the car.
Seeing
It had action and drama.
Well, it had action and drama, and it also had the more coherent story of what was going on, because of having that starting with the enemies of Israel not being able to destroy Israel, and then everything cascading to that. This is just all of a sudden it hit, and I didn't like the fact as well that she goes to hug her, Chloe goes to hug her brother, and that's when he's raptured.
Yeah, ridiculous. Absolutely. Oh
Yeah.
my god. That whole mall thing. I was just like, you literally only did this so that you could turn around and have a huge spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
Including, at least part of it was so they could have that scene with the car driving through the freaking
of course,
side
Have
of the mall.
that.
Yeah, and
Also
then
have
the plane.
the Cessna hit the dad's car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that was ridiculous. All right,
And then him taking off
if
his
you
fucking
wanted
wedding
to
ring
do
for
an
no.
action movie,
They had him take off
This
his
is
wedding
Left
ring.
Behind, the Michael Bay version.
Yeah,
yeah,
but without the lens.
Michael Bay
flare.
presents Left Behind.
Michael Bay produces.
Everything's made of
Oh,
explodium.
it just absolute unmitigated terrible. There's just no two ways about it.
Yeah, I mean, whoever went through and
Again, everything's made of explodium.
hold on,
Okay.
here. The people
me.
who thought of and approved this whole movie to be made, they should have been left behind.
Yes.
I just had to get that bad joke
Like,
out the way.
Like I said, you did. Like I said, everything's made of 100% pure weapons grade explodium. If it can explode, it will.
If it can't, it will anyway.
If it can, it will anyway.
Well, I mean, the mom, Irene Steele, she's
mom
probably
is
going to be a
brilliant.
little bit upset because not only did she have to go to the pearly gates naked, she was in the shower. So she's
just,
naked and
just
wet.
Imagine you're in the shower cleaning. You're cleaning yourself, and then you get right. Oh my!
Say naked, wet, and depending on where she was in the shower process, maybe not completely clean. You never know.
Yeah.
That's just worse. Me, your makeup unclean. You just
Oh,
You're not
she gets the
treating
pearly
anybody
gates, and because of that, she gets shampoo in her eye.
wait a minute. I got another question. Hold on.
I gotta
I
have
got a
some fun
question
with
for
this
you.
because, this movie was
Yeah, it's
just, it was
It
not
was
good.
so
Question for you.
bad.
Who goes into the shower with their necklace, their necklace and their jewelry on?
Dependent.
She wore her necklace all the time.
de-
If you listen to what Raimi said,
Yeah.
it was a necklace that Chloe made for her, and she never took it off.
And dependent on the material it's made out of, it's not going to hurt it in the slightest.
I've seen some. I don't know because I've had some. Maybe I had shit jewelry.
Because until
I have a flutter
I
ring
never
that I
took off.
do not take off.
Because until about a year ago, I had a tiger's eye stone that I didn't take off because it just had 550 cord holding it until it broke again. I was like, oh, okay, I don't need this breaking while I'm at work or something.
Fair enough.
because that was a gift from a good friend of mine, and so now it hangs up on my bed, just hanging there.
Mhm. This movie, I, I, I can't with this movie.
It's hard to compare it to other things without insulting the other things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I compare
It's just-
Latro slasher, and Mitch will understand, and you'll understand. This movie, like you said, this movie forgot it had a son. It forgot it had a movie.
This movie forgot it was a
Mhm.
remake.
It forgot the
It
original
forgot there was
story.
source material.
Yeah.
Yes, it forgot it had source material.
I mean,
It basically took the names of all the characters and an airplane.
yeah, like I said, it's you have like the same people and 5 to 10% of the same events,
Mm-hmm.
and throw it in a blender, and then take that and make it an airplane movie. And I don't mean airplane comedy; I mean airplane genre,
Yeah.
with all the dramatics that they always throw into those. We're running low on fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that didn't happen in the book.
We may have lost the landing gear.
Yes.
We had the
The
mid-air
wing is on
collision.
fire.
We're gonna
Yeah.
show the
We had a
We hit
takeoff.
mid-air
another
collision with
plane.
some damage.
We're gonna show the takeoff of the plane for no reason. Like the lead up and the gossip, really, or the interactions of the people before the plane takes off. That's understandable because it's trying to set up more of the story. But like, we didn't get any of the other stuff, like of the dude who was supposed to
But
be the
doesn't that
Muslim
takeoff
Hassad.
look
Like
so cool?
he didn't have anything of like he had the Eden formula or something like that. There was just so little context to where it was just
Yeah.
this happened, but
And
Okay. The guy that invented the Eden formula is a Jew, not a Muslim.
no, I'm just saying though, it's like they put a Muslim in there for the whole thing of being like he's a to do the ploy of
He's a
terrorist.
terrorist.
yeah.
The terrorist, no, I'm not.
And you
Yeah,
turn around and have the guy go through his shit. And he turns around and acts like he's gonna take out something dangerous, and it's his electric toothbrush.
Well, don't forget they
Okay,
cut,
I
but
gotta
before they
admit, that's
had him
funny.
pull that out, they cut to where Chloe sees a guy get shot with a shotgun, gets one pulled on her, and then gets told to leave.
That makes no sense.
Yeah,
ye old ominous head nod. Go that way.
well,
Just leave.
point with the gun,
Get-
slight move of the gun to point to go that way, and the moving of the eyes.
Yeah.
There was a lot
Man,
of
this
this that
movie
was
sucked.
completely unnecessary, like her going to the hospital, going to the not just not going to the hospital, but going to the maternity ward
The
The maternity ward, yeah.
to have the one mother that was there. That would for a character it had to be heartbreaking.
yeah.
Like I said, the first movie, super entertaining. I knew going into that it was going to be cheesy because it was more of a B movie, and that still highly entertaining.
Still a better
movie
movie
wasn't.
than the remake, which wasn't the actors and everything like that.
But this is the second remake
this-
that
Oh, this
Cage has been in that has just been not good. At least the Wicker Man one did better at keeping to the fucking story.
But you know what gets me about? All right, so the only reason why I don't believe it. The only reason why Gone in 60 Seconds was probably good was because the original Gone in 60 the Gone in 60 Seconds didn't have a story.
It
The
had
car.
for the first Gone in 60 Seconds, the thing for that was the driving. That was the big seller for it.
But-
It had a bit of a setup story and a little
And
bit of a
that's it.
story, but because of how long the chase was for this final scene, that was the payoff for that one. They added exponentially more to the story, even though pretty much for the Nicolas Cage Gone in 60 Seconds, most people fall into one of two camps. They either love it or they hate it.
I love it.
I
love
think
it.
it's a
It's a
great
fun movie.
campy popcorn flick.
Yeah, exactly. It's not meant to be a cinematic masterpiece.
And like the
It's
original
more of a
Gone in 60
cinematic
Seconds
masterpiece than this one.
had
And this,
had a great freaking, that like 45-minute action or chase scene, which was phenomenal in my opinion.
okay, it was an excellent chase scene, but it didn't make up for the fact that there was no story.
Yes, I will agree
Yeah.
with that. But that was the dude's kind of thing. You weren't going to those types of movies from that guy for a story. You were going to see car stuff.
Yeah, you're just gonna see fun car shit.
The cars weren't even that great.
Well,
There was nothing
cars
pretty in it.
the cars that were really nice, they only showed glimpses of them because they didn't want to destroy those. Because at the time frame, because with that one, you also have to remember the dude financed it himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there was nothing, no pretty cars.
They
Like,
had pretty cars,
even the nice cars were not well kept.
but they were also cars of the time. So that's the unfortunate thing of when you go through a lot of these things. A lot of the cars that we covet now weren't near as big back then.
Yeah, the ones that I like are older.
Mm.
And then you get like the Wicker Man remake that just was absolutely retarded and kept showing the station wagon getting hit by a semi for no reason. That was a setup with no payoff.
The whole beast shit was a setup with no payoff.
My brother says, so basically this movie needs to go to a meeting to figure out where the sun is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I get that they were trying to set this up to have a sequel.
That should be a capital S in sun, brother.
And they did not do well. And I can see why it never got the sequel. I can see why the original got a sequel. I'm almost hoping.
Yeah, the original was really well done.
I'm kind of hoping the Kevin Sorbo one gets closer to the book. Like I said, I'm extremely tempted to try to find the audiobooks for Left Behind and listen to them.
I didn't even know there was a Kevin Sorbo one.
Yeah, I brought it up at the last movie.
You brought it up, and I'm just reiterating. I didn't even know there was a Kevin Sorbo one, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. Maybe, sorta, a little
cautiously.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clown, let me put this in context for you. I came back just before the stream and did 2 doubles of rum, hoping to retcon myself so that I don't remember the whole thing in the morning. I didn't even do that after Lakeshore Slasher.
Yeah.
Capital S was in reference to Jesus, brother, not your grammar.
Because
I'd rather watch Saw AA immediately following Lakeshore Slasher, immediately following the shitty, horrible Superman movie that was a PSA about suicide. I'd rather watch all 3 of them back to back, straight through.
Then watch this again? Yes.
Because like this movie didn't have a bad cast. It's just whoever did the writing for it straight fucked it.
Here's the thing.
Some of the actors are really good.
Yeah, here's the thing for this. If they weren't if they fixed their pacing and they weren't trying to sell it as a Left Behind movie, as in based on an established property, it probably wouldn't be half bad. If you go in expecting a Left Behind movie, it sucks.
Well, I mean, they had one of the writers from the original. They had Paul Lundy.
They must have fired him immediately, apparently.
Well, he's apparently
I figured they would just had him fetching coffee for them.
All 3 of the Left Behind original movies.
Oh,
But
that's
he's
probably
figured
why
that-
they
He's apparently a
getting worse.
producer and screenwriter in the faith-based and apocalyptic thriller genre.
Well,
I was
figured
gonna
that.
say, go ahead.
No, you first.
I was gonna say,
Go ahead, sorry.
Cloud 10 Studios is the studio company that did the original Left Behind. And they are actually, their movies tend to be like less preachy, more story based. They explain how their stories relate in, but they don't like totally cram it down your throat. It's legitimately what they interpret the world will look like during those times.
And
They
felt
do
like somebody
tend to be
afraid.
revelation movies.
yeah, and the guy Paul Lalonde, I think it is. I'm probably butchering his last name. He's actually
All
had
Lalonde?
Lalonde. He is actually
Allah?
had done all
Paul
of the Left Behind.
Lalonde.
No, I was saying he did all of the Left Behind movies. He was at least part of a writer or a screenplay for all the Left Behind movies. So like the original Left Behind the movie, the second one, the third one, the Nicolas Cage one, and
Well, I figure for this one,
Rise of Antichrist.
So I figure for this one they relegated him to getting coffee, which is why this one sucks. Get
Probably.
coffee
Yeah,
for
for
the
this
others.
one, he was only part of the
Well,
screenplay.
no, watch. Like I said, the Cloud 10 movies get progressively worse as they go along. So, like, the second movie is okay, and then the third movie is just like, okay, where did Left Behind go?
Yeah, because this dude has
Yeah,
writing.
Got
that's
left
it.
behind.
Yeah, the dude who did part of the writing for this one has done like Mark of the Beast was his first one, Racing up to the End of Time, Apocalypse Caught in the Eye of the Storm, Revelation, Tribulation, Judgment, Deceived, and then the Left Behind series.
Man, he has a fascination with the end times.
Well, like I said, if his whole thing is he's a pioneering producer and screenwriter in faith-based and apocalypse thriller genre, which he worked with Cloud 10 Production or Pictures for over 20 years. But in 2012, he formed Stony Lake Entertainment, to which he was focusing on producing big budget faith-themed films for a wider audience. And I think that's where it kind of went down a little bit. Sometimes you got to realize you're going to have a smaller audience.
Shit like this is honestly stuff like this is kind of niche.
Mm-hmm.
Like you already niche yourself with the apocalypse movies, but you even further niched yourself with the faith-based apocalypse movies. You're a niche creator.
But with Kevin Sorbo directing the next one, because this one was directed by Vic Armstrong, and the direction was okay. It's just with what they did for it. So, I mean, he's got some other stuff. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of I Am Legend, but the original 2000s Charlie's Angels movie was fun, at least.
Yeah.
But he was known for stunts in that.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I Am Legend sucked ass.
Like, it is kind of funny because even though they have him as like a stunt, yeah, because that's all he did was stunts for those movies. This is Left Behind is the only one I'm aware of him directing. Because like he was the supervising stunt coordinator in the first Thor movie.
I stand by my previous comment.
Oh, I stand by most of my comments about this one. one of the problems they have with this one is it's supposed to be a Left Behind movie and based on the Left Behind books, but instead of focusing on those left behind, which is a core key component of the story, it spent at least 2/3 of the movie fixated on the people who vanished.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the whole subplot with the mother and the kid and the father being an asshole was
And then they
unfucking
forced the freaking
necessary.
relationship between Chloe and Buck.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's
there's
another
there's
thing.
a relationship between
Well,
Chloe and
there's
Buck, but it was not shoehorned like
Yeah.
that.
if you
But
paid
that
attention, they had to do that because they actually completely cut off the part where they would have actually met.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, but the
because
problem with the but
they made the whole thing airborne instead of, oh hey, by the end of the first act, everybody knows, everybody with a brain in it knows what's going on and why. And Ray's been home, Chloe's been home, Chloe ran into Buck there. Uh and they're trying to, well, by the end of the first act, Chloe hadn't believed yet, but they got into enough going on to lead up to what brought her to believe the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
It they just completely forgot they were doing a Left Behind movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because because of how much they changed, they just forced the relationship too fast for like how they would have for how they ended it. When you can tell from the original movie, yeah, like they most likely were going to have a relationship by the end of the series or at some point in the series, but it was going to be a more organic relationship.
And of course, there's the whole how much of the story from the first book and the first movie you didn't get because of how they shoved everything together and stretched other parts out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're pissed off at what they did with the Hobbit to make 3 movies, this is as bad or worse.
I think this is worse. All right, no, I think The Hobbit is worse because you picked the worst time to end the second movie. The end of the first movie makes sense. They see the lonely mountain in the distance, and okay, it ends there. Like you have a logical conclusion point. However, like you don't see the death of Smog until like the beginning of the third movie, which makes no fucking sense because he's not the main villain of that movie. The second movie is his movie where he's the main villain, so he should have been killed in the second movie.
Well, it didn't
They
help that
ruined
they
that
added a
movie.
bunch of shit in there that didn't need to be in there and made shit longer than it
True,
needed to be.
Yeah,
true.
the thing is, if you kill Smog at the end of the second movie, you've basically got 3 or 4 chapters of the book for your whole third movie.
Which is why those movies should have been they should have only been
Um,
one
um,
movie, but at most should have only been 2 movies.
It should have been
Yeah.
2 movies. It should have ended with it should have ended with them seeing the lonely mountain in the distance, this and then dealing with Smog in the first 2 acts of the second movie, and the last 2 acts is them the battle of 5 armies.
Yeah, and the thing is, they could have made it. They could have decently made it 1 movie. They could have decently made it 2 movies if they cut out all the extra crap that wasn't part of the story that they added into. Oh, hey, we can put Orlando Bloom in this.
Which makes no fucking sense because he wouldn't have never been there.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there, although yet at least, you know him being there almost kind of makes sense because he was alive during those events and he is the son of the Elven King of Mirkwood. So they went right through his domain. It would kind of make sense for him to be there, but he was never a character in the book.
Like I said, they jammed a bunch of shit in there that wasn't supposed to be.
Right.
Yep. That's Tyr and Will both like they expand on what they're trying to say.
Oh, I'm well known and renowned for that.
I know. Like I said,
And
I'm
yeah,
an artistic
we'll go.
jukebox.
and Clown, yeah, I can understand a lot of people are gonna be sad and potentially cry when when a dog dies in a movie, especially a pet.
You can kill anybody else in a movie, and my brother is totally fine. 90% of the time. There have been some times where he has cried over a human, but it is rare.
Right, but the reason why I can't stand I Am Legend is because it totally misses what the original was trying to say.
Well, I mean,
It totally skipped what Vincent Price movie, what that movie was trying to say.
Yeah,
And it wasn't that it in him realizing that he's the monster, he's the outcast and the monster in this brand new world. You know, he's their boogeyman
Mhm.
is pivotal to that movie. I Am Legend makes no fucking sense. The Will Smith one.
Yeah, I know.
Like had he come to the same realization, like there's an alternate ending, right, where he gives the girl back
Yeah,
and
we
they
know.
let him go. That one would have made better sense.
say welcome to most of Hollywood.
Yep. Because that's like, look at how the stuff they fucking changed for different movies. Like when I think it's The Descent came from the UK to the US, they changed the ending, or they actually cut off the ending after that to where the main character chick, you know, realizes that she was hallucinating, that she hadn't made it out of the fucking thing.
Whoa. Okay.
And then the sequel to that, yeah, so she didn't make it out of the cave, and they leave it ambiguous of whether or not she survives. And then the sequel to it is just even more retarded.
It's a television series. It's called it was called Becoming Human, and I prefer the British version to the American version. It
It's
the
a
British
really
but
go ahead, finish.
no. I was just saying the British version doesn't hold back the way the American version does, and monsters are monsters and assholes are assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Like what the one of the characters' name is Annie. In the American version, it's her boyfriend getting angry over like I think the ring, like pushing her down the steps. In the British version, she gets a gag gift of panties. Like her friend gives her a gag gift for Christmas of a pair of panties. It's not that he was doing anything with it; it was just a gag gift. And her boyfriend flips out, and he flushes them down totally, like pushes her down. That's how she dies, and she can't remember how she died. And the American, like I said, the American version, it's him being a dick over a ring and some dumb shit. It doesn't make sense.
So going back to this movie, I will say at least they
Sorry.
made all, like, granted they butchered the son for who he should have been, but they made at least all of like the children actually likable.
Yes.
They didn't actually butcher the son, just for people who heard that.
They butchered his character.
Yeah. Exactly.
They kind of made him seem more special needs when he definitely didn't need to be and wasn't.
I mean,
And then they took out,
I can
and then
see-
again, because of changing it from his birthday to the dad's birthday, when like she goes and sees the preacher, it makes less sense of that one, to, you know, where they had the whole thing of where, you know, he's bringing his son over for it's like for the Steele's son's birthday for the party.
and that's another thing that makes no sense. So the preacher, you know, I said there's a big difference in how the preacher and the Cameron one was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, him coming to realize like, holy shit, you know, there's a reason why I had to stay behind because I have a task to accomplish. I have a role to
No.
play.
You missed everything he said then, because he said straight up, I got stuck here because I did not actually believe what I was preaching.
Mm-hmm. He knew the
He
words.
believed in the end.
He knew the words. He spoke the words, but he didn't preach them with actual faith and conviction.
I like the preacher in the original one, the Kirk Cameron one a lot better. At least he attacked he threw something at the guy. He threw the basketball at the cross.
No, he
That's
threw
kick
like a
ass.
freaking
It
lacrosse
wasn't a
ball.
basketball.
Oh.
It wasn't a ball that had that much weight to it.
It was like a squash ball.
He threw a ball at the cross.
And since
This
the,
one was
and the
a
cross fell, it was
bitch.
being retarded.
Yeah, but this one was she comes in, just berates him, and he just eats it.
Well, she was put in. Part of the reason
Uh,
she was put in the movie was the girl boss.
Mm-hmm.
And she was about to off herself. There's no fucking reason to why she was going to off herself.
Yeah, you find out that it's like, the one mother I could kind of understand, because she was having a full fucking breakdown that her child was gone.
Yeah.
And like the daughter, though, it's like, okay, you went through everything. You've basically found out that all of this is because of God. The rapture happened and the worst is yet to come. And your thought process is to guarantee your spot in hell?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Yep.
Like I said, for the mother, I can understand, because she lost her daughter. She thought all of it was a setup from her husband because of him being an NFL player, that he could just buy his way out of everything. So it's like that one at least made sense.
All right, you know
It'd
what?
be one thing if she didn't believe any of what the preacher said, but clearly she did.
Mm-hmm.
She was rejecting it, but she clearly believed enough of what he was saying to get the notion that, yeah, I'm going to FedEx myself to hell if I do this.
All right, I wish since they were going to do this, I wish there was a bit more of a setup for that whole turn thing. I wish she was a bit more paranoid, like that whole him doing whatever thing and him had no fucking setup.
I will say I do at least like the fact they did keep it to the whole thing that technically Rayford Steele had not cheated. He was really contemplating it.
Well, he's about to cheat in this one.
He hadn't, though. He still was thinking about it. He was planning on it, but he hadn't gone through with the act, technically.
Yeah, he was actually actively planning to cheat on his wife in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 100% Hollywood, because they were flirting in the books and everything, but he straight up said he straight up was like he would never actually do it. He did love his wife.
They had their problems, but he knew they could work through them.
Exactly.
And I think for that one as well, I'm not sure about the book, but I want to say even for the original movie, like, she knew he was married.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it wasn't the whole thing of it being hidden.
Because basically their whole thing started out with because he was complaining about how his wife had gone uber religious.
And I want to say it had been over like more than a couple months, because like what they said it was for this one like 7 months ago when Irene got religious. Because for
basically go ahead.
It seemed like for the original, at least for the movie, I don't know about the book, but it seemed like the wife had gotten into it like a few years back when she had found her faith. On the book side, I don't know, but that's what it seemed like for the original movie, because they didn't specify when the mom had gotten her faith. But go ahead.
You're exactly right. It was a few years back. Her mother had died, and she was speaking to the minister at the funeral.
Yeah.
Again, I will not be watching this. This movie is like 8mm. I will never watch this again. But for opposite reasons.
Not for the
Yeah,
same
but for-
reasons.
Again, 8mm had that whole thing. Had great cinematography, had really good visuals. This one they
It's a
added
good
way too
story.
much for explosions. It had a good story. This was based off a good story. They just dog fucked it.
Michael Bay decided to add like 100% more exfolium to the movie.
It just it really changed it in ways that went beyond detracting from the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original was better of, going through to miss the son's birthday party. The daughter was going back off to college instead of like, I'll take an extra day, even though I should be there for my brother's birthday or whatever. And then, them all making their way back. But, Rayford bringing Buck to the house and, her finding him there. Exponentially better build up for how they met.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
And like I said, that
Go ahead.
the way they met was part of why their relationship makes sense in the series. The whole, yeah, this is the guy that I've been watching on TV my whole since I became aware of the news. I trust him to tell me the truth about everything because
He's done his
seriously think about it. That's
He-
how 90% of America is.
Yeah, and from what it showed for the character of Buck, he actually did try to do his due diligence of bringing the actual truth. He might have been a bit
Yeah,
biased,
Buck
like
actually
anyone.
tried to be a good journalist.
He still had his biases like anyone else does, but like, yeah, he had his whole thing. And I will say this of the whole thing of where Angela said for my thumbnail of how, oh, are we in the control tower? But I was like, no, but I don't think we're qualified, but we can act like it. I got to take a line from Airplane from this one. I picked a bad week to stop sniffing glue.
Exactly.
I told you guys it was bad.
I assumed
Angela.
it was. I just didn't think it was this bad.
Yeah, there it is.
I'll be honest, like there were parts of it I stopped paying attention, was focused more on dry fire and for no fucking reason.
Yeah, at some point I just stopped. I kept coming back and forth like, oh my god, please do something. Just something happen that isn't a fucking plane.
Because like having the whole thing of, that them after the plane lands basically being like, oh no, the worst is yet to come, made absolutely no sense. Like it was way better than the original of the slow build up to it. Yeah, it was pretty apropos. I'm even understanding the definition of that word. It was like a weird.
This movie gave me cancer.
It was like a weird attempted build up with no real actual payoff.
This movie gave Mooney cancer.
I believe it.
Wouldn't show this to Moonshock because I'd be afraid it would give him cancer.
You know that relapse you didn't want to have?
Yeah.
You want to dodge this.
You might not want to look at this movie, Mooney. It might kill you.
Yeah, like if they had another thing of the corner, I wouldn't bring this one up to Moon.
You introduced him to sounding, and you wouldn't bring this up. That just wow.
Yeah,
He was forewarned not to look it up.
He was. He brought some of that pain upon himself. That is admitted.
He brought all of that upon himself.
No, I've got to. I can only give him about 90 to 95% on that because he wouldn't have had anything to look up had you not mentioned it. Yeah, you tried to warn him off.
I
But
don't
had
even
he
remember
not
what
heard
got
the
brought.
word, he wouldn't have Googled.
I don't even remember what the hell was brought up to where I could even bring that up.
I don't either.
I don't either, but I know you were being evil. No, I think they were talking about how stuff he hadn't heard about, like how innocent he is, and you were like, look up this. And I tried to
I
warn
really
him.
don't. I really don't know how that guy is half as innocent as he is, but don't get me
Like,
wrong,
son,
Mooney's a nice guy,
Oh, he is. He is
but
super innocent.
he
when it
spent
comes
some
to
of his time
weapons.
growing up on the West Coast and everything.
I'm gonna blame Son. Son is shielding him from the worst of the interwebs.
I could actually believe that.
Baby, what's this? It's okay. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, I won't.
Yeah, it's not because she doesn't know what half that stuff is, but
She's smart
She
enough to
just
be like,
knows.
yeah, let's just walk away.
no, dear, you've already had cancer. You don't need to be exposed to this.
Oh no. Oh.
Because I know the reason why I brought up it wasn't because of something of him being innocent. It was something else Ross had brought up, and it was god awful. And he's like, "That's terrible." And I was like, "Oh, there's this. You probably should
Rotn,
look
you're
it up."
evil.
And he's just like, and this wasn't even the first time I got him with it. This is the first time I got him with something. I got him with something else before, like a few months, like a month or so prior.
I'm starting
See,
to
the
think
thing
Rotn
is,
has no soul.
I'm former aircraft maintenance, so
No, you don't.
we're just
Mm.
we're built different. We're like, damn man,
You're
that's
just built
fucked up. Why would you show me that? That's funnier than hell, but
you
what?
look.
Fuck. Yeah.
It's like I kind of said you might not want to.
I warned you.
But yeah, this
and I
this
just,
movie just it left out so much, which is why I said at the beginning, leave it to Hollywood to take a story like this that has a lot going for it and then just fully rip out the fucking soul of it.
yeah, the story and the plot and the everything that made the original great were left behind by this.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently all the good parts were raptured.
I wish they weren't raptured. That way we could fucking watch them.
Well, like I'm curious to see how the next one is, considering the fact again it's Kevin Sorbo. You know, he plays Rayford Steele, and he's also the director. So we'll see how that one is. We also got Neil McDonough.
Still can't be as bad as the last movie I saw where the lead actor was the director, so
Which movie was that?
because that was on a
Oh,
Frosted
yeah.
MST3K nights. The lead actor was the director, wrote the story, and produced the music for the movie.
Oh, you talking about YK Camp? Oh no, you talking about the shimmy slide.
Yes.
Yeah. I forget the name. Champagne and Bullets.
Oh,
There
that
it is.
guy. It's the Tin Man.
It's was it Rackard is also the leader of the cult that ate babies.
What?
They had Wings. Poor Wings Hauser.
His son Cole is a really good actor too.
Oh yeah, the
And we know at least for the next
the guy who set these two cops up to get fired was the one that was actually stealing and dealing drugs and committing murder and was the leader of a devil cult that was murdering and eating babies.
Shit, Wings Hauser died 2015, 2025.
And the guy who plays, and at least we know for the next
Oh,
one, they're
bummer.
at least going to get further into the whole thing of that because they do have a Carpathia, a Nicolay.
Okay, so they're at least
Yeah,
going
it's going to be
to.
played. Carpathia is played by Bailey Chase, who has some decent work. He's been on some stuff, been on 33 episodes of Longmire, was on like 13 episodes of Buffy. Not really seen anything that I've seen him in.
Bailey Chase.
I just
Oh,
want
he's
it to be
in
better than
Grimm
this one.
Apparently, he also was in a couple episodes of
and
Castle.
Criminal Minds and Chicago PD.
Yeah, he's done a
Which I don't
lot
want.
of things for TV shows.
I just want it to be better than this
He
one.
was in Saved by the Bell, the new class. Huh.
Okay.
He was in an episode of Baywatch.
I just want it to be better than this one.
Considering,
I just want it
like
to
I
be
said,
better.
it's showing that they actually have Carpathia. We're at least going to get past the whole thing with the plane.
That's an improvement. It's not guaranteed to be superbly better than this one, but that's a significant improvement.
It'll be marginally better.
And then apparently we're going to get to see McDonough die because he plays Stonegall.
So I don't think it's
Donegal?
possible
Yeah. Which I want to say he dies.
for it to get marginally worse.
I mean, it's possible. Some could
Yes,
come
Was
up
that
tomorrow.
Dirk who died? I can't remember.
Stonagle's one of the ones who Nicolay put down. It was one of the ones that was they thought were pulling the strings on him and was actually
that's
getting
right.
led
Yeah,
around
yeah,
by the
but-
nose.
Yeah, so we should be able to.
Yeah.
We may get to see that good thing, or that. I'm curious if they get to that whole thing of where the Antichrist establishes his position of power, because God damn was that first one good. The fucking scene for it, the lighting for it, how they freaking had all of the thing for the UN empty except for those tables and a couple people standing.
Yeah.
It's a game, set, match.
Yeah. And then just all of a sudden, after the two of them die, the switch back to the light. It's nice and bright. And everyone's just like, terrible tragedy. And he's just like,
Yeah.
character's
What
just
you
like,
talking
wait,
about?
what?
He just killed-
No, that's not what happened. And, Haiti, I'm in a very prominent position. I'm very lucky to be in this prominent position. I know.
And he realized, holy shit, if I say something, he's gonna fucking murder me.
Yeah. But he was told that he would be deceived.
And he wasn't, because he believed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The even
And
belief
for a
wouldn't stop
brief
him
bit,
from it.
for a brief bit, the guy that made what was it called? God damn it, the Jewish guy was like,
Time.
yeah, he was about he didn't, it didn't affect him, but then again he let it go.
Mm-hmm.
He got affected.
Well, because he was getting what he wanted to have the Temple of Solomon brought back.
Yeah, he was getting Temple of Solomon brought back. Yeah.
I'm still on the whole thing of like, yeah, you could definitely tell of the time that they believed there'd be the whole thing with Muslims, because even controlling the food supply, I'm pretty sure nowadays that wouldn't stop some of them. Quite a few of them, honestly.
They'd rather just battle it out to the end.
Yeah, so for this movie, I don't know where else to go with it.
The hell.
Like, honestly, it's one of the few times I'd actually recommend not watching the remake. Normally, the remake at least has something going for it because of how shortened the time frame they put for it, of like, or the time span of what the movie's supposed to go over. It just, it left a lot to be desired. Like I said, you could
Doesn't
tell,
really even have any redeeming vices.
like, decent direction, visuals look good. a lot of excess crap put in there that did not need to get put in there.
Yes.
Yeah, the acting and the effects were spot on. The writing, the directing, the producing, the story.
Everything
I
else
mean,
sucked.
all sucked.
If you want to watch a bunch of good explosions, you can turn around and just like put this on with no sound and fast forward a couple of intervals every 5 or 10 minutes, and you'll get plenty of
I'm
explosions.
gonna bring up an old
Uncle Ben would
saying
be
that
happy.
I've said before, and a couple of people I know in the past have said as well. This is one of the few times if you want to see really the best parts of this movie, just watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is one of the reasons why, like, in 2 weeks when we go to watch this one tier, I'm gonna ask that you not bring up the trailer because I don't even want to see it for the next one. I want to go into that bitch fucking cold.
Yeah, I think I want to go in that motherfucker cold too. All right.
Okay, that's. You just made watching this movie sound like necrophilia.
Well, we are
going into it,
undead. Well, I'm a legend. He's a zombie.
Going into it, watching it cold isn't that whole thing. It basically means that you don't really know much of anything. Like, I've
I
seen
understand.
little bits of the trailer for where it has it on IMDb, but I scroll past it and don't pay attention. Because, like, unfortunately, this was more like Tyr was saying with the trailer. It seemed more like they were trying to make it a bit more action oriented, and they went trying to seem like it was more action oriented than it was, and just didn't do a good job.
I mean, it had action
glad you
scenes. They were
chuckled,
just all in
Will.
the trailer.
At least someone appreciated it.
Again,
it had its moments. It's just
not the movie. The movie was ass.
It didn't compare to a fuck like
As I said to Tyr, you have
A-list
just
movie.
insulted Badunkadunks all over the world.
A Hollywood A-list
Wow.
movie fucking failed to do what a
TV movie did.
a B studio, a B religious studio did properly.
It should get raptured and only leave behind DVD cases. Clown, you are my spirit animal.
Gotta make sure
the problem being this one
DVD cases are open.
Say the problem is this one wasn't good enough to be raptured. I mean, this would be if the rapture was all the good people are left, all the believers are left here, and all the bad people are immediately FedExed to hell. That'd be for this movie to get raptured.
I don't think we're gonna call that a rapture. They just give what they deserve.
The anti-rapture.
Yeah, and anti-rapture, exactly.
Yes, you go. This movie.
Because even oh god, what was the movie? You gotta scroll a bit through his whole thing. Knowing was like a better rapture style movie than this was.
Which movie?
Knowing.
The
one where they have the whole thing, all the children get taken by aliens because of the code that was found.
The solar flare is gonna fuck our world.
So they basically bring them to a new Eden. I mean, at least when we get to the next Nicolas Cage movie, which should be better because the next one we get to it in like a month and a half, it's going to be exponentially better to where it's, Nicolas Cage is playing a dying from an illness CIA agent who goes rogue to hunt down terrorists who tortured him during a mission years ago.
Standard revenge flick.
Yep. Yeah, a mission gone awry years ago. And apparently it's a grindhouse movie, so it should be at least okay.
What was the one we did? The one where Nicolas Cage was the Tokarev. There it is.
Oh, Rage. Yeah, Tokarev.
Yeah. One of his best movies.
That was a good one for the whole thing of it. And that's one of the few ones I'd actually recommend people to. It's like, You could watch the trailer, but it's definitely better to go in not knowing anything.
Yes.
But
Bad Lieutenant wasn't a bad one.
I mean, he's had a bunch of good movies. The Frozen Ground was good. I mean, obviously there
Yeah.
was the first National Treasure. The second one was okay. Trespass was actually really good.
Yeah. I know John Cusack was playing. John Cusack played the fuck out of that killer's. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had changed it enough to where it wasn't really. I mean, it was based on the story with enough changes to where it was still something different. But yeah, John Cusack played a hell of a fucking villain.
Yeah, and which makes me smile even more that this movie came out after the bastard died. So, yay!
Oh,
In
he was
prison, he
bad.
died in prison.
Which guy?
Yeah.
Oh, the
The guy he played.
the guy he played. Yeah.
Yeah, he died in prison.
When you're saying this movie, I'm still thinking the one that we watched today.
Uh-uh.
Well, the directors could have died in prison. I wouldn't have felt bad about it.
Can we bring them up on Geneva Convention war crimes?
Well, I mean,
we haven't had a tribunal in a
the
while.
guy who directed this one, I think this was his first actual directing job. Everything else he's done has been like, other than stunts, is like second unit or assistant director.
He needs to go back to being an assistant. He needs to be a gopher and just get coffee.
If he did the,
But I
if
mean,
he did the
he made
stunts
the
in
mistakes
Thor,
of being
I
a
mean, he's-
second unit director, action unit director, and action director of Lord of the Rings: Rings of Power. So
Oh no.
okay. I don't feel bad that he directed this travesty. Then,
but he was also,
did-
like I said, second unit director on like The Green Hornet, Season of the Witch, Salt, Thor, The Amazing Spider-Man, Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. Like he's
Fine.
at least for like Mission Impossible 3, the third Mummy movie, I think it is, the third or fourth, the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, Gangs in New York, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Like he's got good movies underneath his belt.
Why am I feeling like
It's
he's
not
a
this one.
Scientologist though?
Not seeing anything about that.
is that a prereq to direct Tom Cruise
Apparently,
these
he
days?
was one of the 3 stunt doubles for Harrison Ford in the original Indiana Jones trilogy.
Groovy.
He directed the opening scene of Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, because for
Okay,
him, he
so-
was a stuntman for over 30 years, having left school at 14, started working with his father with the intention of being a jockey riding point to point, but he grew too big. As he was interested in film, stuntman Jimmy Lodge got him a job working with the horses on the film Abersaque. I'm probably butchering that. Some years down the line, having become a professional stuntman, he was in the Bond film You Only Live Twice, which he slid down the rope one-handed while firing a machine gun with the other. Like I said, the dude's got some good work underneath his belt, and he did what he could. It's just with what they did for the writing,
Yeah.
they just fucking butchered this movie.
Oh.
But next week will be a Talking in the Void, and then after that will be the Kevin Sorbo directed Left Behind: Rise of the Antichrist, which I'm curious to see how it goes because they've got a good cast. They still have the one director, the other writer. The other director or writers are Jessica Parker and John Pattis.
Okay.
All right.
Happy President's Day.
Oh, yep.
You as well. It's not that day for me yet.
Yes, you're behind us. You're in the past. Tell us, Angela, what's the past like?
I was gonna say, you've already been here. You should be telling me what the future is like.
Well, it's kind of cold.
When will
It's
then
so
be
bright
now?
I've got to wear shades.
Oh, that
We're in the
reminds me.
now.
Whenever one of these days, when I get in front of the camera again for one of the gun videos, I got a new set of safety glasses that are sunglasses, and I look absolutely ridiculous.
Safety glass.
I mean, after we do this one, we'll be doing the rest of the Left Behind series from Kirk Cameron, so we're going to see how it goes. I mean, I don't have high hopes for the rest of the movies, but I'm at least hoping that the Kirk Cameron ones are entertaining, and it seems they should be.
Well, it would take serious effort for them to be worse than this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
Like,
the
they
one
really
thing
got to
that
work hard to be worse than this one.
I can say.
Yeah, watch this. The third movie for Left Behind, World at War, is just going to be like them in an office for 2 hours discussing what they're going to do.
And everything's gonna be exploding around them.
The only problem with that movie is that it had very little to actually do with the books.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. That like as it progressed, it has less and less to do with the books.
It
Look,
just sort of
you go.
went
Wait a
off
minute.
the rails.
Somebody's gonna pour a cup of coffee and it's gonna explode on them. You know, open the mail slot, write down the note, get the call from the boss. Phone explodes.
It's anti-speed. If this office goes faster than 1 mile per hour, the entire block blows up.
Outside, everything just
to make the rest
exploding.
entertaining, turn them into a drinking game. Well, I quit drinking basically. I haven't had an alcoholic beverage since like October.
Well, congratulations.
I didn't quit for any reason other than I just kind of decided I was bored.
Well,
Because I mean, the only time I was drinking was on Tears streams, and I was basically half cut by halfway through.
Say until tonight, I hadn't had any in a couple weeks.
This movie broke Will's sobriety. This movie sucks.
Well, I'd have to be keeping sober to avoid being drunk for it to break my sobriety, and drunkenness has never been my problem.
This movie is undamaging Will's liver so it can damage it again. This movie is terrible.
Like after this, I'm gonna go back to Creepcast Happy and try to figure out which is worse.
Okay.
Oh wow, it's another bad one, huh?
Yeah, their interactions are funny. The story is not great. Story is like they took the Squidward suicide creepypasta thing and then expanded it out for like 50 something chapters.
What the fuck?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Why would they do that?
Because some people are weird.
Some people love
But
misery.
We're gonna get out of here. Yeah, this is a movie that if someone says, "Hey man, do you want to watch Left Behind?" You gotta specify which one. Now, if they can tell you the Kevin Sorbo one, we don't know yet, so that's gonna be hit or miss. But if you're like, Left Behind, is this Left Behind the movie or Left Behind the Nicolas Cage movie? It's like the Nicolas Cage movie.
Nope.
Let's watch the Kirk Cameron one instead. But that's a budget like B movie, and it's better.
Trust us, it's better. We watched it, so you don't have to.
Like seriously, I'm not a religious man, although I do have a thing. I might be going and buying a King James Bible just to actually go through and read it, and I might do an entire series to where all I do is just read the Bible aloud for a freaking YouTube video. Do that as a series.
Somebody.
Because
most people.
I was gonna say, because from what I've seen, and I haven't gone and looked, it seems that majority of people who will go and read any passages of the Bible on the series go through and then want to give their interpretation or what it means. I'm just gonna go through and read it, and so anyone who wants to hear it can actually hear it, not have to sit there and read it if they chose not to.
You got a decent voice
Well,
for it.
I was thinking about doing. There are two potential series that I was thinking about doing. One was like a chapter by chapter read through of the Bible, where I turn around and do a do the read through, and then ask people who've watched it to leave comments on their thoughts in the
Comments.
comments, and
God said,
then
"Let there be light." He flipped on the switch.
thanks, dear.
I love you.
And the other is doing the same thing with the Constitution.
That'd be pretty cool. Well, like I said, I was just about trying to find like an audiobook, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if anyone else has, so I'll have to figure out something to do for like the background. But to actually go through and read the Bible, I could easily spend like 20 to 30 minutes a week, read out for like 20 to 30 minutes, record it, and then just figure out something to put in the background. That way, if anyone wants to listen to it, they can. And even if somehow I ever get monetized, I would still leave those videos unmonetized because it's not my work.
Brother says read the Bible while the scene from The Exorcist is playing.
Clown, I wish to subscribe to your newsletter. Now, I could always do that as a special, go through and take like, for a fun thing, take like good things from the Bible of like righteousness and stuff like that, and do those while different scenes, the climactic scenes of specific horror movies and whatnot played, or where the heroes are to be victorious. But that would be something on its own. This is just something I kind of thought, and it's like, the Bible itself for King James isn't that expensive. I can go and pick one up tomorrow, and then just in a week or two figure out if I'm just going to use old dash cam footage or kind of do the whole thing like I did for Riding with Rotn and just go for a drive, record all of that, and then just use that as the footage, because the video footage is going to be irrelevant unless I'm deciding I want to sit down in front of it's like a camera, which I'm not going to have the camera on me because they don't need to see me reading the Bible. It would just be the Bible there to be seen. But
sitting there in your rocking chair, rocking back and forth, reading the Bible, the good book.
Like I still like the whole thing for my gun channel of like how I do predominantly the chest cam to kind of give that bit of POV type thing. I haven't figured out to do the head mount properly to where I might not lose the phone that I'm recording with.
Right. I gotta go with my friend this time.
Yeah.
See, Rotn, when you get to the part where Jesus says, if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one, put that one with one of your shooting videos in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be a weeb in that situation and just do the whole thing. It's like when you sell your cloak and buy a sword, have like something there that can look like a cloak, throw that off, then put my weeb sword up there.
There you go. That's what I would do. Pull out my katana.
Just spend the night in the hotel room and save shipping and take it from that scene.
Say that I don't.
I mean, honestly, the hotel room would be more expensive. I can go to Barnes and Noble, quite literally, not even 5 minutes away, and pick one up for $10, which is cheaper than a hotel room.
If that.
But we're gonna get out of here. Yeah, not the best movie to watch. Definitely watch the original, and we'll see how the Kevin Sorbo one goes. So hopefully y'all have a good week. It's President's Day. I don't know of any other holidays this week. I don't think there are any more.
Well,
Bring up
there's
this
a bunch of
calendar.
them, but they're all the simple, obscure ones that people don't pay much attention to, other than they make great for morale boosters at work.
We got a
kinda
couple
thing.
weeks until daylight savings time, and then the St. Patrick's Day after that.
St. Patrick's Day.
Also, tax day is coming up, so if you haven't filed
Oh,
your
not wrong about that shit.
taxes, you should. Fucking government. But that's not what we do on this stream. But yeah, this was a movie. It was a
It
movie.
shouldn't have
Yeah.
been.
They spent film on it and everything.
They definitely had a lot more they could have done, but they did not.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, we hope you all have a good week. We're gonna get out of here. Go to the theater.
Bye, all.
Bye, everybody. Go to the movies.
Adios.
And hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.